Right, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to Warren's Team Talk. I hope you're having a really great day. And it's looking a bit grey and horrible outside, I have to be honest. But never mind. I'm here because I want to talk to you about the games from the FA Premier League that happened the weekend just gone. So before I get into that, just a bit of housekeeping. Can I please ask you to put a like on the video? Can I please ask you to subscribe to my channel? And also, can I please ask you to pass the video around with as many different people as you possibly can? That would be great if you could do that for me. That would absolutely be superb. Anyway, so without further ado, as they say, let's get on with it and see where it takes us. So at the weekend, there was a big thing in the Premier League games to show solidarity with Ukraine and all its people. Something I'm fully in support of, and I think, I believe it was the right thing to do. I really do. I just can't believe what's going on over there. It's right on our doorstep, and it's absolutely disgusting. But yeah, I don't really want to get into politics, but what I feel about it, it's not to do with politics. It's a humanitarian thing, and it's just disgraceful. Anyway, so moving on. I'm glad that happened. What I'm not happy about, though, is the idea that Mikel Arteta might be given a new 3-year contract. Whoever at Arsenal Football Club is considering offering him a 3-year contract, sack him. Sack him. And there's a lot of people at Arsenal Football Club, in my opinion, who need to be sacked. Not just Mikel Arteta. The whole lot of them need to go. And because if you get rid of Arteta, it's not really going to solve the problem. It's going to solve a big problem and a massive one, but it's not going to solve all of them. We need that club needs a dose of salts going through it big time. I'm telling you, the whole thing is a mess. Yeah, they're sitting in prime position to get top 4. Yeah, they are. But I don't understand what all this fascination is about. Top 4 this, top 4 that, top 4 this, top 4 that. What is the fascination? I just do not understand it. These supporters that keep banging on about top 4, they're the same supporters who were kicking off and hounding out Arsene Wenger because he kept consistently finishing in the top 4. And now they're like carrying on like they've won the Champions League. And we haven't even finished the season yet. We've got 13 games to go. I don't understand what the problem is. Top 4 is not the be-all and end-all. Or it shouldn't be for this football club. But for many supporters, I think they think it is. And I'm not even sure it's the fact that we're going to get into the Champions League if we finish in the top 4. Or it's about the ability to attract better players, because I don't believe that for 5 minutes. I don't think it's got anything to do with attracting better players, right? What this is all, for me, I think the reason that they're going mental about it and that they would never admit this in public is because they fancy the bloke. And they feel that by getting Arsenal into the top 4, it's going to secure him in the job. And they'll be able to sit there fantasizing and knocking one out over him being on the touchline, because they'll be able to see him week in, week out. It's a fucking joke. It really is. And, you know, these people need to put the needs of Arsenal Football Club before the needs of Mikel Arteta. It's an absolute fucking joke. We've got a couple of chats here. So Craig Malloy says, "Hi Warren, how's it going, mate?" Yeah, I'm all right now. I've got all that off my chest. I was just replying to some of my comments earlier, and some of the shit that I've seen in my comments was just unbelievable. someone going on at me about Martin Odegaard, right? Going, what a great player he is. And what was it he said? Oh, yeah, just because he doesn't assist or doesn't score doesn't mean say he's had a bad game. And then another one said, oh, yeah, he literally starts every single attack. These fucking people, I don't know how they've got the balls to embarrass themselves like that and talking the shit to the level they are is fucking embarrassing. It really is. Old School Gunner says, all right, yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm okay. Definitely a lot of fans fancy Arteta and not just the ladies. No, they don't. They want to fuck him. Simple as. They want sex with him. That is what it is. Pure and simple. And they put his career above that of Arsenal Football Club. And that's what makes me mad. It drives me absolutely potty. He's an employee of the club. The club is called Arsenal Football Club, not Arteta Football Club. For fuck's sake. And the sooner he gets the sack and goes somewhere else, the better. Because hopefully the legions of these pathetic fans will follow him when he goes out the door. And the days of men like Tony Adams are long gone. Mate, if Tony Adams was playing in this team now, half of these fuckers wouldn't survive from 1 week to the next. Can you imagine Martin Odegaard like in that dressing room with Tony Adams, or Ben White in that fucking dressing room with Tony Adams? What he'd fucking do to him? Him, Martin Keown and fucking Lee Dixon. And have him, well, they had, if you listen to Lee Dixon, he tells a story about how they had him fucking pinned up on the dressing room wall by his throat and said to him, you better start performing, boy, otherwise you're going to be in big uns. Del Boy Gunner TV, what's the bleeding story? Mate, I'm losing my shit. That's what the bleeding story is. And Del Boy Gunner TV, what's the crack, fella? Big up. Yeah, listen, guys, anyone who hasn't done it already, go and make sure you subscribe to the Old School Gunner, and make sure as well you subscribe to Del Boy Gunner TV. Mate, that fucking video you did earlier, the AFTV rant, was absolutely priceless. I loved it. And the fact you put that link in to the video where Northside, fair play to him for going down and like having a go at AFTV, was absolutely superb. That Cecil fella, Jesus Christ, he's off his head. It is off his head. Lovely fella, but he's off his head. He really is. And Old School Gunner says, tell the fans that commented that you want to meet out to chat with them. Well, I didn't think of that one, but yeah, it's a good idea, mate. Del Boy Gunner says, hi, Craig, mate. And yeah, I'll either tell them that I want to meet up with them. I'm going to tell them, like, oh, Del Boy said to me, send the complaints to the Warren's TV complaints department. Fucking Muppets, honestly. I'm surprised they've even worked out how to fucking use a computer. Because half of them, I reckon they're not even left. I don't reckon half of them are like adults. I really don't. Old School Gunner says Princess Benjamin. Absolutely, mate. Did you say the way he tried to defend that second goal? They jumped in the air and did like a fucking scissor kick. It was embarrassing. The man is not a defender, and he's certainly not £50 million worth anyway. Taib says, hi, Warren. Hi, Taib. How you doing, sir? Nice to see you. I hope you're all right. Old School Gunner says, hi, Taib. Taib says, hi, Dave. Right, so, yeah, let's get that clown off the screen because I'm sick of looking at him, to be quite frank. Right, so it was match day 28 in the Premier League, and these were the games that were in the Premier League this weekend. So we had Leicester against Leeds, which was on Saturday. It was a 12:30 kickoff. Then we had the 3 o'clock kickoffs. There was 5 of them. It was Aston Villa against Southampton, Burnley against Chelsea, Newcastle United against Brighton and Hove Albion, Norwich City against Brentford, and Wolves against Crystal Palace. Now, I covered all those games in my Matchday live show, which was absolutely it was mad. It was mad. It was crazy. It was a real good laugh. And I'll be doing another one this Saturday. So if you're free and you fancy tuning in, you're more than welcome, because we always have a really good laugh when we do those. And then 5:30, we had Liverpool against West Ham. And then on Sunday, we had Watford against Watford, the almighty, all-conquering Arsenal against Arsenal. And the way, if you listen to Arsenal fans after they won that game by 3-2 against the team who sat 19th in the table in the relegation zone, you thought Arsenal had just beaten the all-conquering Real Madrid on their own turf or something. It was embarrassing. And then Manchester City against Man United at 4:00. Sorry, at 4:30. And then yesterday at 8:00, we had Tottenham against Everton. So, yeah, it was some good games there, actually, as well. So let's get back to these chats. And Old School Gunner says it all comes down to education. Yeah. Sorry, mate, I'm not sure what you're going on about. Comes down to education. Yeah, I'm sure it does, but if I knew what you were talking about, I don't know. But yeah, do you want to elaborate a little bit, Old School? Because I'm not sure what you're going on about, mate. Sorry. Craig Malloy said, I said to Julian, if Simone was available right now, would you sack Arteta? He said, no. Yeah, I saw that, mate. That man, honestly, he irritates me, because when I called him out about saying that Arteta was the best manager ever, he claimed he didn't say it, but he did. I know he did. I've seen the video, and I'm going to do a video about it. And I'm thinking about calling it Warren's response to Julian, or AFTV, what's the problem? Something like that. I don't know what, but I'm thinking about it, because I'm sick of this crap. Like, they're coming on and they're being deliberately, all of them, when they go on these other channels or when they're on AFTV, they're being deliberately, well, he is anyway. What's the word I'm looking for? He's been deliberately controversial, right? Because he has now got a reputation for being a bit mad and a bit controversial. So when the fan cams are coming on, like, the strategy is be as mad as controversial as you can, because then people will come back and want to see what you're going to say. I am convinced of it. I'm convinced of it. That's what's going on. And I'm not even convinced he's an Arsenal fan, to be quite honest. I think he's fucking faking it. And I just think he's full of shit. I really do. And if you listen to Talk Sport, or if you watch Match of the Day, or anything like any media company, big media company that has people on their shows talking about football, 9 times out of the 10, the people that are on there are usually saying things that are really controversial. They're not all going to sit there and agree with each other and say safe stuff, because it's going to be boring, right? That's why Chris Sutton is on BBC Radio 5 Live on 6:06, because he's controversial, right? And I think that's what Robbie's doing at AFTV. He wants to get as many people watching that channel as he possibly can. And the way that he can do it is to get people on there who are going to be controversial. And fair play to him. If he wants to do that, that's fine. That's up to him. But I just think it's all bullshit, in my opinion. ignorant of the club's past. Yes, old school. They absolutely are. They haven't got a fucking clue, half of them. I heard Kenny Ken made a brilliant point. He was having a go at someone on Lee Gunner's channel, and Kenny Ken said something, and I just thought it was wonderful when he said to this fella, "Yeah, and who's David Price? Who's David Price?" And I thought, yes, get in there, Kenny. Yeah, because these people wouldn't have a fucking clue who David Price was. And old school Gunner is laughing emoji, and Diego is a born warrior, mate. Diego is the Don, my fucking hero. I love Diego Maradona, mate. He's fucking absolute legend of a man. Yeah, I love him. I absolutely do. Right. Okay, so that was the matches. Then before the game started, this was the Premier League table. Man City was at top. Liverpool had a game in hand, and there were 6 points behind. Chelsea was at third on 50 points, having played 25 games. United were in fourth, having played 27 games with 47 points. West Ham were in fifth, having played 27 games and played 45 points. Arsenal was at sixth, having played 24 games and had 45 points, but were in sixth by virtue of the fact that West Ham had a 1 goal better goal difference. Tottenham were in seventh, having played 25 games and had 42 points. And Wolves were sat eighth, having played 26 games and had 40 points. Now, down the bottom, this is getting really intense down the bottom. In the bottom three, we have Burnley, Watford and Norwich. Burnley have 21 points from 25 games. Watford have played 26 games and have 19 points. And Norwich have 17 points from 26 games. So it's looking really dicey, I'd say, for Norwich and potentially Watford as well. But then also you got to throw in the mix the following clubs. Newcastle, Brentford, Leeds and Everton as well, because if we go all the way up to Newcastle, there is only 8 points separating the bottom 7 clubs. I mean, I think Villa are just about out of it, but you never know. If they have a sudden dip in form again, they could get sucked back into it. But yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, Newcastle seem to have turned the corner a bit, but the rest of them, take your pick, take your chances, I'd say. I mean, it could be any of them. And then old school Gunner says, "You sound like my wife, Warren. She does not have a clue." What? She does not have a clue what I would be talking about either. Oh, I see what you mean. Laughing emoji. Yeah, sorry, mate. Diego is a born warrior. Yeah, mate. Warren, who was better player, Paul Gascoigne or Paul Scholes? Slightly different players, but I think Gascoigne, man, was an absolute fucking genius. He was a genius. He had really serious mental health issues, bless him, and no one knew how to help him with it, I think. And yeah, he was a genius. Paul Scholes was a brilliant player of mine, but he wasn't in Gascoigne's class, I don't think. Old school Gunners going Diego Simeone. Oh, right, Diego Simeone. I thought he was talking about Maradona. Simeone as well. I'd love to have him at Arsenal. I think he's an absolute legend of a manager. And he would come into this club and he would kick 7 bales of the proverbial out of all of them. All of them. Like Edu and fucking Vinay be shitting themselves coming into work. When he was, when Kieran Trippier was talking about him the other day on the radio, and he was saying he'd ring him up like sort of 11 o'clock at night, start talking about football and whatnot. He said he was really intense and really emotional on the touchline, and I love it. It's just what this bloody club needs, is someone like that. And Maradona, says Old School. Yeah, Maradona, what a fucking legend he was. Old School Gunner says, Man United are brutal right now. If we cannot beat them, then forget about it. Well, yeah, and I'm not convinced we will, to be quite frank. United are there for the taking, says Old School Gunner. Yeah, they were at Old Trafford as well, but we still didn't beat them then either, did we? And Gaza all day long, says Old School Gunner. Yeah, that's what I think too, mate. And then Del Boy Gunner says, I've my flight books for London, 9th of April. I'm trying to get tickets to the Brighton game. Mate, have a word with Jez, because he might be able to like point you in the direction where you can get some tickets. Or see if you can message Kenny Ken, because I'm sure he knows someone who you can get tickets from. The ticket exchange on Arsenal website, you might get some through there. So yeah, good luck with that, mate. And Taib says, Warren, do you reckon they should bring out those classic meter footballers again? It would give that 90s vibe. Mate, I don't fucking give a shit what footballs they use, to be quite frank. As long as we win, I don't care. And as long as Arteta gets the sack as soon as possible, I couldn't give a shit, to be quite frank. Craig Malloy says, Scott Brown leaves Aberdeen to pursue a coaching career. Is that right? Has he left? Bloody hell. Bruni's left Aberdeen. Fucking hell, that's a turn up. Has he said where he's going to go as a coach? Maybe he'll come back to Celtic. I don't know. Fucking hell. That's a shock. Delboy says, I might ask my mate Julian or else it's Robbie's. Yeah, but I'm sure you'll get a ticket, mate. I mean, especially at the moment, because I can't imagine that they're difficult to get hold of. Because earlier in the season, they were ringing people up or emailing them, offering them the chance to get a season ticket. They even emailed me and offered me one. And I just didn't bother responding. Because until this clown is gone, until Edu and all the rest of them are gone, I'm not giving that club any money at all. Any of it. So, yeah. Right, so the first game, Leicester against Leeds, saw Leicester win by a 1-0, thanks to a goal from Barnes in the 67th minute. And Taif said, should Everton have given Duncan Ferguson another chance to manage them? Maybe, but maybe he didn't want the job. I mean, fucking mess that we were in. I don't think... I think they'd struck... I think they made a big mistake in putting Frank Lampard in there. What they should have done was gone and got a manager who's got a track record of like getting teams out of relegation trouble and who was going to hit the ground running, because I don't think Frank Lampard's got the necessary experience of dealing with a situation like that. So I think they're gone. I really do. I think they're going to go. Sadly, because I like Everton, but I think they're going to go. I really do, unfortunately, because I think they got the wrong man in charge. One, because I think they got the wrong man in charge, and also because the clowns in the boardroom and above Frank Lampard ain't got a clue what they're doing, and they're completely incompetent. Right. So before the game started, Leicester were sat in 12th, and they'd stayed in 12th after their 1-0 win. And then Leeds, they were in 16th before the game started, and they stayed in 16th. The match stats were that Leicester had 7 shots, 4 were on target. They had 51% possession. They made 471 passes and had a 79% pass accuracy. Leeds, on the other hand, had 19 shots, 4 of which were on target, and they had 49% possession, and they made 433 passes and had 80% pass accuracy. So that was the Leeds Leicester match. Right. Where were we? Taib said, no. And Taib says, hi, Del Boy. Right. Old School Gunner says, guys, smash my Old School Gunner playlist. Yeah, everyone, get that bloody playlist running for Old School. You don't have to listen to it or watch it. Just have it playing in the background for him, because he's so close now to getting monetized. And I think he only needs about, is it 30 hours, Old School, to get you through the barrier you need. So come on, let's get it sorted for him. And I'm gonna go in live with Kenny at 7:40 tomorrow, mate. Mate, I'll try and join you. Hopefully, I'll be able to. I can't see any reason why I wouldn't, unless some madness kicks off like it did the other day. I'll be fine to go. If you want to send me the link, then I'll be happy to get involved. Del Boy does his thumbs up. Don't think you can see he didn't like that, did it? Sudden movements and all that nonsense. Yeah, so the next game, Aston Villa against Southampton. Villa won the game by 4-0. Villa won the game by 4-0. Watkins put Villa in front after 9 minutes, and then Louise made it 2-0 just for half time, and then shortly after the break Coutinho had a third, and then 2 minutes later Ings got a fourth. And I was really surprised about this because Villa hadn't been playing well. Southampton had been getting some good results and scoring quite a few goals, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, wallop. As you like that, 4-0. Jesus, it was incredible. And Old School goes, I need less than 300. Yeah, but come on, if we all put his Old School Gunner playlist on for a week, he'd get it, no problem. So let's get it sorted out for him. Del Boy Gunner says, TV, I played a few of yours last night, Ron. Yeah, I saw you watch the 88-89 season thing I did. So I hope you enjoyed that, mate, because I love doing it. I really did. I really enjoyed doing that video. It was wild. Dave, I'll do yours tonight, mate. Thank you, Del Boy, as well, by the way. Thanks a lot, mate. And Taib says, Del Boy. And yeah, Boomerang Trotter. Your channel is underrated. What was a mate? Thank you very much. Yeah, I'd like it to get better rating, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. At the end of the day, I just enjoy coming on here, and I enjoy putting the videos together. I really enjoy doing the research, and I enjoy, putting the stuff together and then talking to you guys as well. I just love all of it, start to finish. I really do. I think it's great. So yeah, but thank you, Old School. So in this game, right, Villa, before the game started, was sat in 13th. After this thumping win over Southampton, they moved up to 11th. And then Southampton, before the game, were in 9th. And then, thankfully for them, they stayed in 9th after the game, because 4-0, that's a bit of a thumping, isn't it? It really is. And Villa, in the game, they had 14 shots, 9 of which were on target. They had 38% possession, made 353 passes, and had 73% pass accuracy. And Southampton, on the other hand, had 11 shots, and only 1 of them was on target. Now, that's pretty poor, I have to say, and I'm quite surprised by that, to be frank. They had 62% possession, made 556 passes, and had 84% pass accuracy. So, yeah, that result was a bit of a shock to me, I have to be honest. I wasn't expecting it at all. And then Burnley against Chelsea. We'll come to that in a minute after I've done with these chats. Then Old Skool says, I stream and that is it. But you do all legwork before you come on air. Mate, I told this to Del Boy the other day. One of the reasons I do is because my channel isn't just about Arsenal, right? I like to cover all sorts of things about other clubs and about football in general. The reason being is because this club winds me up so much, and I reckon I'd end up having a Connery if I was just talking about Arsenal all day, every day. And the other reason is because I'm getting old now, right? It won't be long before I'm 55, and my memory isn't what it used to be. So these slides that I have, they're sort of like a cue prompt for me, so that it helps me to remember stuff. And also, if I'm like presenting information and whatnot, I want everyone to be able to see what I'm seeing as well, to make it, to reinforce the message and make it a proper multimedia experience. Del Boy, mate, I'm taking a leaf out of Bono's book and I'm having a Zoo TV special. Yeah, so it's Warren TV. Yeah, it's a bit mad, but yeah, that's the reason why. Because otherwise, I wouldn't remember who the goal scorers were. I wouldn't remember all the stats, and I just think it looks a bit better like this for me. It works better for me, right? So yeah, thank you. And then your presentation, stats, etc. Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise, I just wouldn't have a clue. Old School Gunner says, thanks, Del Boys. I'll give yours a lash now. Yeah, do, because he's got some great videos on there as well, especially those ones with Julian. Fucking hell, man. I'll tell you what, I have to hand it to Del Boy. He's got some fucking nerve getting that clown on his channel. He really has. Del Boy, create a playlist for your content, a fan cam playlist. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Mine are organised in playlists because it helps me manage and go back to them and stuff, because I have, at the moment, I've got about 3 or 4 different series going at once. Because otherwise, if I don't do it like that, I can't remember what was in one or what was in the other, and it helps me. But other people might be interested in one subject or another subject, and it helps them. It makes it easier for them to find them. And Old School Gunner says, respect to you, Warren. Yeah, slow down, mate. You're embarrassing me. But thank you, Old School. I do really appreciate it. How is Mr. DT getting on? Says Old School. Mate, I ain't fucking got a clue. I'm not his probation officer. I'll take over if I don't know. I just hope he hasn't had to pick up too many bars of soaps in the shower. Old School Gunner says, soap on a rope, or will he be wearing walking like John Wayne. I'd say he probably weren't walking like John Wayne. Fuck, who knows? Anyway, so Burnley against Chelsea. Burnley won this game by 4-0. Reece James scored after 47 minutes. Havertz added a second in 6 minutes later to make it 2-0. And then 2 minutes later, he added a third one to make it 3-0 for Chelsea. And then Pulisic rounded the scoring off in the 69th minute, and Chelsea ran out comfortable 4-0 winners. Again, it's another result I was a bit surprised about because Burnley have looked quite solid of late, and Chelsea looked like they lost their goal scoring touch a wee bit, but it all came together for them at the weekend, and they, like I say, they ran out comfortable 4-0 winners. And the match stats for this game, right? Before the game, Burnley was sat in 18th and they stayed in 18th. Chelsea were, before the game, they were in 3rd and they stayed 3rd. Burnley had 6 shots and only one of them was on target. They had 27% possession, made 285 passes, and they had a pass accuracy of 68%. And then Chelsea had 11 shots, 5 were on target. They had 73% possession, made 790 passes, and had a 90% pass accuracy. Then we had Newcastle against Brighton, and Taib says, why couldn't, oh God, here we go. Why couldn't Bob the Builder eat the apple? Because it was Adam's apple. Jesus Christ, mate. These jokes, Taib, man, they just get worse every time I do these streams. And Craig Knight says, rag and bone man about to get rag and bone. Yeah, I remember that when Rants and Bants and Lee Gunner done that stream and they were going on about him getting rag and bone. That was absolutely priceless. Quality on Craig. And your channel is playing Del Boy. Cool, well done, Old School. And Taib says, you're putting years on me. Says Old School. Yeah, his jokes, mate, are just off the fucking scale. I think it's him and Craig Malloy. They should do a comedy double act. It would be absolutely superb. Do a stand-up thing. So Newcastle United 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Newcastle's bandwagon keeps on rolling. They beat Brighton 2-1. Fraser scored. Well, then Newcastle scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. Fraser got the first one in the 12th minute, and then Shaw got the second one 2 minutes later, and then Lewis Dunk pulled one back for Brighton in the 55th minute, but Newcastle held on and won by 2-1. The match stats for this, before the game started, Newcastle were in 14th, and they finished in 14th after all the games had finished. Brighton, on the other hand, they started the game, before the game started, they were in 10th. And then afterwards, they'd slipped down to 13th. So not a good afternoon for Brighton at all, really. Newcastle had 10 shots, 4 of which were on target. They had 32% possession. And they made 304 passes and had 62% pass accuracy. And Brighton, they had 15 shots, 4 of which were on target. They had 68% possession, made 634 passes, and had a pass accuracy of 82%. So it just shows you that sometimes these stats, they don't mean jack shit. Do you know what I mean? I mean, look at it. Like, on every single one, Brighton, I think, yeah, every single one of them, Brighton were better, except the shots on target where they were the same. So, It just shows you, and that's one of the reasons I like to put them up, because it just proves that you can't really go by what the stats tell you. It's about the eye test, isn't it? Really. And Taib says, laugh out loud, Dave. And Taib says, Warren, which female celebrity would you date? Fucking hell, that's a difficult one. I don't know, because I don't really watch TV. I used to have a thing about Jennifer Lopez, but that was fucking years ago. I don't know. That's a difficult one. I'll have to think about that. Remind me in a future stream, Taib. I don't know. I really don't. Because, like I say, I don't really watch TV, so it's difficult for me to say. And Craig Malloy says DT. Exactly. Top one, Craig. Yeah, I love your comments, mate. They're absolutely on point. Morris Thomas, VUR.life. Okay, mate. I don't know what you mean by that, but if you want to explain a bit more, then I'll try and have a chat with you about it. But I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Sorry, pal. Yeah, so then we went to Carrow Road, Norwich up against Brentford, and I think that's it. I think Norwich are done. They had a bit of a revival a few weeks ago, and then they ran into Liverpool and Manchester City and got absolutely destroyed. So it probably didn't do their confidence any good whatsoever, because they were starting to build up some momentum, but then that happened, and now look. Anyway, so they lost the game 3-1 at home to Brentford. Ivan Toney scored a hat-trick. I think it's his first full game back for Brentford. He scored in the 32nd minute, and then he scored 2 penalties in the 52nd minute and in the 58th minute. And Pookie pulled one back for Norwich in the 2nd minute of added on time. And Brentford won by 3-1. So the match stats for this one, Norwich had 15 shots, 7 were on target. They had 60% possession. They made 457 passes and had a pass accuracy of 77%. And before the game started, Norwich was sitting in 20th, i.e. bottom of the table. After the game had finished, obviously they stayed there. And then Brentford, they were in 15th place, and they stayed in 15th after this win. They had 10 shots, 6 on target. They had 40% possession, made 308 passes, and had a pass accuracy of 69%. So the next one is Wolves against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace beat Wolves by 2-0. And I think now that's probably Wolves' chances of getting into the elusive top 4 gone out of the window. Matata scored in the 19th minute for Palace, and Zahas added one from the penalty spot in the 34th minute. And Taib says, Warren, if you don't watch TV, then who pays the bills? What? What do you mean, who pays the bill? What's whether I watch TV or not? God, what's that got to do with who pays the bills? I don't understand, Taib. That's mad. That really is mad. I don't get that, mate. Evening, guys, says Arsenal Alex. Hi, Arsenal Alex. I hope you're good, mate. Nice to see you. Anyone who hasn't done it, go and check out Arsenal Alex's channel. Another one has got a superb channel, and I absolutely love it, especially your shorts, mate. They are on point. And I just love the way that you summarize things so perfectly. It's superb. It is superb. They're the best shorts that I've seen on YouTube, no question. Nice green screen, Warren says, Arsenal Alex. It ain't a green screen, mate. It isn't. Honestly, it's a virtual background. On the settings, StreamYard, there's this thing there where you can put in a virtual background. You don't have to have a green screen. So I found that the other day, and I quite like it, to be honest. Yeah. So Old School Gunner says, hi, Alex. Yes, if you go to the settings, and then like then 1, 2, 3, the fourth one down says virtual background, right? And then you can add one in, or you can put a blur. Let's put the blur on. See, that's the blur. And then if I do that, I'll get my logo there. You can have that, or you can have the lovely looking apartment, or you can have some bricks. Yeah, so that's what it is. It's not a green screen, mate. No, definitely not. I wish it was, but no. And then, okay, so that was the result from the Wolves game against Crystal Palace. And then the match stats for this one, Wolves had 12 shots, and they had 5 on target. They had 64% possession, and they made 561 passes and had 81% possession. Pass accuracy. Leicester, not Leicester. What am I talking about? Crystal Palace. Sorry, guys, a little bit of a typo there. Crystal Palace had 12 shots, 8 were on target. They had 36% possession, made 308 passes, and had a pass accuracy of 73%. And before the game, Wolves were sat in 8th, and they stayed in 8th after this defeat. And then Palace moved up a place from 11th to 10th after this win. So good news for them. So yeah, that was the Wolves against Palace match. And Old School Gunner says, hi, Alex. Taib says, Warren, my comment was a bit wayward, didn't put it correct. You certainly, I thought it was a bit mad. It's funny though. Alex says, cheers, mate. No, you're welcome. The channel's superb, mate. I love it. Arsenal Alex says, wow. Mate, it's 100% true. You've got a real skill, my friend. You really have. And those shorts are just wild. And like some of the other shorts that I've seen on YouTube, like bloody women like showing themselves in states of undress, or bloody people talking absolute nonsense about all sorts of weird and wonderful things. But yours, mate, they're wild. They're wild, and I love them. Okay, you have to pay. I have to pay. What do I have to pay, Alex? Are you talking about your members? Listen as well, everyone. Alex has got memberships available for starting from 99p a month. So, yeah, get over to him, subscribe to his channel, get a membership sorted out for yourself, because he'll give you guaranteed shout-outs, I think it is, on every single stream. I think something like that it is, but he'll tell you. Taib says, Dies is a quality piece of business, Warren. Liverpool's done well. They did do well, mate, but that's what happens when you have proper recruitment. Not like our bloody joke of a club, honestly. The whole fucking lot of them need to go. They do. They just need... Get them out. Yeah, so Liverpool West Ham. Liverpool won this game by 1-0. And a lot of reports I've heard about this game saying that Liverpool were quite fortunate to get that win. Moisey was talking about it and he felt that they were a bit unlucky. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, because I haven't seen the game, to be fair. But my friend who's a Liverpool fan, she said to me, Warren, we were really lucky. So she don't normally say stuff like that unless it's true. Normally she's really hardcore Liverpool and she won't admit if they were lucky. Not at all. She don't give an inch. But she did on this occasion. So there you go. And Liverpool won 1-0 thanks to a goal from Mane in the 27th minute. The match stats for this game, before the game started, Liverpool were in second and they stayed in second after the game had finished. West Ham, before the game, were in fifth. After this defeat, they dropped down to sixth. Liverpool had 22 shots. 5 were on target. They had 69% possession. They made 715 passes and had 86% pass accuracy. Fucking hell, my phone's going nuts. And then there is West Ham had 13 shots, 5 were on target. They had 31% possession and 316 passes, and they had a 73% pass accuracy. And then the big one, the game of the weekend, the game that defined the Champions League winners, the Club World Cup trophy, the Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, all up for grabs in this game, and Arsenal went and won the lot. There's going to be open-top bus tours, there's going to be street parties, all the trellises are out, the bunting is out, and Arsenal defeated the mighty, all-conquering Watford by 3-2. Now, in all serious, people, some of Arsenal's goals in this game were absolutely exquisite, but the defending, Jesus, it was absolutely shocking. And if Arsenal want to have a sustained period of success, they need to get rid of Ben White. They do. They need to get rid of him and they need to get a proper right back. I mean, not that Cedric played poorly in this game, because I don't think he did, but Ben White's a fucking joke. I'm sorry. He can't defend. He can't. And Brighton must have seen us coming when we offered that 50 million for him. They must have thought all their Christmases had come at once. It's a joke. So Arsenal took the lead in the 5th minute through Martin Odegaard, and Hernandez scored in the 11th minute to take it back to 1-1. And even before Odegaard scored, Arsenal conceded, but the goal was thankfully disallowed for offside. And Ben White was at fault for that one, I felt. And Xhaka had another terrible performance. Arsenal went 2-1 up through Bukayo Saka in the 30th minute. And then Martinelli sort of put the game out of reach, really, I guess, in the 52nd minute with a really, really good goal. Really good goal. And then, but right at the end, Arsenal had a bit of a wobble and Sissoko scored in the 87th minute, and they could have ended up throwing the 3 points away, but they hung on and won the game, thank God. And then, so the Arsenal won the game by 3-2. Old School Gunner says, I love free Netflix. Right, okay. So where are you getting free Netflix from? Tell me, Old School. Send me a message because I want some of that action. Because I can't afford to pay for it. I can't, not with my current situation. I'm just about got enough money to pay for my bloody gas, let alone pay out for TV subscriptions. Ask Taib says Arsenal won the Hertfordshire Trophy. I was going to say it was the Costa Coffee Cup. The Costa Coffee Cup. Like the battles of the coffees. And Arsenal won it. Arsenal this day obviously had the better coffee. So there you go. The match stats for this game. Before the game started, Watford were sat in 19th, second bottom of the table, and that's where they stayed after this defeat. Arsenal, on the other hand, before the game started, they were sitting in 6th, and then after this superb victory that has got whole of North London afire with excitement and anticipation, they're sat in 4th. Our fans, I'm telling you, they're a fucking joke. They're embarrassing. The way they carry on is just absolutely ridiculous. They had 16 shots, 4 were on target. They had 58% possession. They made 552 passes, and they had a pass accuracy of 84%. Now, just one thing I want to say about this game. I saw someone in my comments. I think I've already mentioned this, haven't I? Yeah, okay, we won't go over it again because I'll just get upset. Then the next game, Manchester City absolutely destroyed Manchester United by 4-1. But they're not the only side to go to the Etihad this season and get absolutely walloped, are they? I seem to remember a certain team from North London went up there and got slapped up all over the place and lost by 5-0. So, yeah. But De Bruyne gave City the lead in the 5th minute. They added to their lead in the 28th. Let me start again. De Bruyne gave City the lead in the 5th minute. Then Jadon Sancho equalised in the 22nd minute. And then De Bruyne reinstated United's lead in the City's lead in the 28th minute. And then Mahrez put City 3-1 up in the 68th minute before adding a 4th in the 1st minute of added on time. And City ran out comfortably by 4-1. And the match stats for this game were just wild. I'm going to show you something in a minute that just fucking blew my socks off when I saw it. Before the game, City was at top of the league, and that's where they stayed after this victory. And before the game started, United was sat in 4th, and then afterwards they'd slipped down to 5th. City had 24 shots, 10 were on target, which was similar to the tally they had when they played us. They had 70% possession, made 754 passes, and they had 92% pass accuracy. United, on the other hand, had 5 shots, 2 were on target. They had 30% possession, made 331 passes, and had pass accuracy of 83%. Now, this is what I saw. Absolutely, I just couldn't believe it. Now, this is a possession stat from the Man United-Man City game, which was tweeted out by Gary Neville. And the stat basically shows the last 15 minutes possession, right, at some point in the game. I don't know when it was in the game, but it was the previous 15 minutes from whenever they took this, right? Manchester City had 92% possession against Man United's 8%. That is just absolutely ridiculous. And if I was a United fan, I'd be embarrassed about that stat. I really would. Arsenal, yeah, we've had that. Top 4 Arsenal, yes or no? No. No. I just don't think they will, because the games we've got to play Liverpool at home, we've got to play United at home, We've got to go to Chelsea, we've got to go to Tottenham, and we've got to go to West Ham. I just can't see it. I can only see us getting a maximum of 3 points out of those 5 games. I really can. And I don't think that's enough. I don't. I think we're going to get turned over in the other games. Possibly we might get 4 points, to be fair. But other than that, no, I just can't see it. And then the final game of the weekend saw Tottenham demolish Everton by 5-0. Keane scored an own goal in the 14th minute to put Tottenham 1-0 up. Then Heung-min added a second 3 minutes later. Then Harry Kane got on the score sheet in the 37th minute before Reguilon added a 4th just after half-time. And then Kane wrapped up the scoring in the 55th minute to make it Tottenham 5, Everton 0. And Everton, in my book, are in real serious danger of going down. They really are. Before the game started, Tottenham were sat in 7th. And then after the game finished, they were sat in 7th. Everton was sat 17th before the game started. And that's where they stayed. Whether they're going to stay there much longer is anyone's guess. Tottenham had 14 shots, 7 of which were on target. They had 55% possession, made 650 passes, had an 89% pass accuracy. Everton, on the other hand, had 6 shots, none of which were on target. They had 45% possession, made 530 passes, and had an 86% pass accuracy. So that shots on target stat, that's embarrassing. No shots on target in the whole game. That's appalling. It really is. And like I said earlier, I think Frank Lampard was the wrong appointment. I really do. And I think by appointing him, they've sealed their fate, to be quite frank. I really think they're going to go, sadly. I don't want them to go because I like the club. I really do. But I just can't see any other outcome. I really can't. I think Burnley will escape, and then, I think Watford will go, and I think Norwich will go. But I think Sean Dyche is too good a manager, and he's too well organised to go down. I think they'll get Burnley out of it, and I think Everton are going to go. I really do, and I'm not convinced about Leeds. I still think that Norwich could get out of it if they get themselves back to the form they had before they played City and Liverpool recently. I think I could see them getting out of it, but I don't know. But Brentford and Newcastle aren't out of it yet either, but I'm worried about Everton. I really am. And then up the top, you've got Manchester City leading the way. They are 6 points clear. Liverpool still got a game in hand, and they still have to play each other at the Etihad. Liverpool have got a 1 goal better goal difference, and I can see this going right down to the last game of the season. We could have another famous Aguero moment, I think, this season for the title. And the 4th place finish, like I said, to be honest, I couldn't really give a shit, to be quite honest, if Arsenal get 4th or not. And to be honest with you, they could get 3rd. They could get 3rd, but I just don't think it's going to happen, because I just don't think the manager's good enough. And if we had a decent manager, we would be sitting pretty. We'd be clear of Chelsea in 3rd. We would. We wouldn't have lost that game at Everton. We wouldn't have lost that game against Man United at Old Trafford. We wouldn't have lost the game at Brentford, and we wouldn't have drawn the game with Burnley. So there you go. That's 10 points. That would have us on 58 points. We'd be 5 points behind Liverpool with 2 games in hand. See what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? It's just mad. It is mad. And these people backing this clown of a manager, I just don't get it. Old school gunner knows this, Taib. Taib knows what he's talking about, people. And right, so the predictions game for match day 28. And what a week it was. Right? So these are the matches and then the results and my predictions, right? Leicester against Leeds. I predicted a 2-1 win for Leicester. It was a 1-0 win for Leicester. Aston Villa against Southampton. I predicted a 1-1 draw. Villa won by 4-0. Burnley against Chelsea. I predicted a 2-1 win for Chelsea. Chelsea won by 4-0. Newcastle against Brighton. I predicted a 2-1 win for Newcastle, and that's the way it turned out. Norwich against Brentford. I thought Norwich would win by 2-0. Sadly, they lost by 3-1. Wolves against Crystal Palace. I said Wolves would win by 1-0. Palace turned them over by 2-0. Liverpool against West Ham. I said Liverpool would win by 3-1. Liverpool won by 1-0. Watford against Arsenal. I said Watford would lose by 1-0 and Arsenal won by 3-2. Then Manchester City against Manchester United. I said City would win by 2-1 and Manchester City ran out emphatic 4-1 winners. And then Tottenham against Everton. I said Tottenham would beat Everton by 1-0 and they ran out 5-0 winners. So there you go. I had quite a good week this week with my predictions, I have to say. And then the predictions table. Here we go, people. Here it is. James Dunlop still sitting top. He has 144 points. He didn't send me his predictions this week. So I'm now second. I'm on 128, 16 points behind. And I'm coming for you, James. If you don't pull your finger out, Sonny Jim, I'm going to rein you in. And then my mate Mick is third. He's on 124 points. And those badges, the club badges, are in the wrong order. Sorry about that, folks. He's on 124. Dan Evans, the Stockport fan, he's sitting fourth with 15 points. And then last but not least is Jamie. And I haven't heard anything from Jamie for weeks now. He's only got 8. And anyone who wants to join this, it's just a bit of fun, right? There's no prizes up for grabs. There's no cash prizes, no football shirts, nothing like that. It's just for a bit of fun and a bit of banter. And yeah, it's great fun. It is great fun. And basically you get points for the accuracy of your predictions. It works a bit like Sky Sports' Super 6, if any of you are familiar with that. And if you want to get involved, all you have to do is get me your predictions for the weekend Premier League fixtures by Thursday. You can do that by emailing me, or you can do it by coming into the live chat when I'm doing my preview show on a Thursday, when we look at the upcoming Premier League games for that week. And which reminds me, I need to start working on that one. Yeah, so come into the preview show that I do on a Thursday, give me your predictions, or you can even leave them as a comment after I've done the show on that video as well. Yeah, everyone's welcome. There's no fee to get involved. Like I say, it's just a bit of banter and a bit of fun, really. There's more information about this prediction game on the Warren's Team Talk Facebook page. You can find the link for that in the About section on the About tab for my YouTube channel. And if you click on the Facebook link, it will take you to the Facebook page, and you'll find information, more detailed information about how it works. But it's great fun, and everyone involved in it seems to enjoy it. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, don't forget about the petition for this clown, getting him being offered a new contract. I just don't believe it. I just can't bear the thought that he's going to get a new contract. I just think it's crazy. Yeah, I want to big up the GoonerClaude Trust. They provide a day out at the Emirates Stadium in the best seats in the house for disadvantaged kids to be able to go and see a game at the Emirates, see Arsenal play. And it's a fantastic opportunity for the kids, and one I fully support, and I'm happy to promote it for them. There's a link in the video description about this trust or charity, whatever you want to call it, and you'll be able to find out a lot more about what they do. And then here, I just want to big up these excellent YouTube channels. There's the Old School Gunner, top man. He's only 300 watch hours away now from getting monetized. So make sure you play his playlist. Let's help him get over that line and get on the monetization thing, because he deserves it. Bless him. Then there's Arsenal Alex. I've already spoken about him already, but another top quality YouTube channel, does excellent shorts. Well, the best shorts in my opinion on YouTube. I love them. And he's got memberships available as well. So I know times are hard for a lot of folk at the moment, but if you can, I don't think you'll regret it. But go and check him out and ask him about it, and he'll tell you what the crack is, I'm sure. DrawnByDre is a young lad, and he's got the balls to go and sit in front of a laptop or a phone or whatever and do his YouTube stuff, and fair play to him. And he's got a really highly rated and excellent possession-based podcast. Then there's the Aussie Gooner. The Aussie Gooner's a top man in my opinion, and he says what he thinks, and he don't care about whether what people think. He just says what he thinks, and that's the way it should be, in my opinion. It's top man. I really like the fella, and yeah, go and show him some love and support. Diesel Arsenal, he did a stream last night, and it was absolutely superb. It really was, and yeah, it was great. It was good fun. He talks about Arsenal, obviously, but he talks about lots of other things and about life in general and all sorts of issues. So go and check him out, because you won't regret it. He's superb. And then there's the one and the only Del Boy Gunner TV, the fella who likes to ask you what the crack is and what's the bleeding story. And yeah, he's got an excellent channel, in all fairness, and he gets all sorts of folk on his channel talking about football and about Arsenal. He's even had the guts to get Julian from AFTV on, which I thought he was really brave to do that, because yeah, well, let's not talk about that. I think it's probably better I don't say anything else about that guy. Anyway, so yeah, his channel is superb, like I said, and go and check him out. Go and check them all out. The links for their channels are in the description. Just click on the link. Go and give them a subscribe. Put likes on their videos. Share their content around. I'm sure you won't regret it. They've all got really excellent channels. So yeah. So guys, that's the end of my show for today. Thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks very much to everyone who's come into the chat today. And thanks to everyone who's going to watch this on playback as well. I really, really do appreciate you all. And I just want to thank everyone who's come into the live chat. So we've had Craig Malloy, we've had the Old School Gunner, we've had Del Boy Gunner TV, and we've had Taib Hussain, the one and the only, the king of comedy. And who else we had? We had one other person come in, I think. Yeah, this one. Who was this character? Maurice Thomas. Yeah. Big up to Maurice Thomas. Arsenal Alex as well. So thanks very much to all those people who came in. I really do appreciate your support. And thanks to everyone who's ever subscribed to my channel. And thanks to everyone who's watched any of my videos and put likes on my videos and put comments in. I really do appreciate you all. Talking about comments, please feel free to put comments in the comments section, telling me what you thought about the games from this weekend that have just happened, and what you thought about, for example, Brentford getting 2 penalties at Norwich. Who you think's going to get you think's going to get relegated? Who you think's going to get top 4? Who you think's going to win the Premier League title? Who you think's going to finish 3rd? Who's going to get top 6 and qualify for the Europa League and the Europa Conference League? All those sort of things. And who's going to win the FA Cup as well? I did a video today about an update for the 5th round and also for the 6th round draw, because now the Warren's Team Talk banner, the cursed banner, is now in the hands of Manchester City. They've been drawn away against Southampton, so I'll be doing some videos about that. And that game is going to be played on Sunday, the 20th of March. And I think there's a few games. I think there's 1 game on the Saturday and 3 on the Sunday. So, yeah, it's getting down to the business end of the FA Cup now. So it's getting even more exciting than it already has been, because it's been a great FA Cup this season. It really has. So, yeah, go and check that out if you want. Like I say, I put it out earlier. But anyway, thanks to everyone for watching. Please don't forget to put a like on the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please also don't forget to share the content around. And please make sure that you keep talking to each other. And please make sure you subscribe as well. I think I've said that already. But yeah, please make sure you keep talking to each other. Please make sure you spread some love and kindness around the world. And because we need it at the moment, big time. We really do. And let's get this bandwagon rolling and carrying on. And yeah. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. And have a great rest of your day, and I'll speak to you again soon. If not before, then I'll see you again on Thursday. Take care, everyone. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.